Hello everyone, Ventrua back. We are pretty much approaching the end of week 1 in this SSF journey. And I just wanted to talk about how my journey has been and what my character is looking like and how I plan on improving it in the near future. So first I want to talk about what I did yesterday. I did a little bit of harvest and again more betrayal farming, as betrayal is pretty much always going to be good in SSF if you can fit it on your tree, even though it is very time consuming and I don't like the current state of it. It is still very good in SSF. We are currently at 5 Veil Orbs, used 1, so we are doing pretty good there. And I farmed a bit over 100k harvest juice yesterday. I already used some, but I need to say, I don't think I will be farming much harvest without scarabs, just because I don't feel like I will need that much harvest juice. But with scarabs, harvest feels amazing. Both the doubling scarab and the tier 4 scarab is kind of weird because I feel like it always scams me, as it spawns the bosses at the same crop a lot of the time. But honestly, still, harvest feels really good with doubling scarab, and it's way more like convenient to use compared to what the previous sextant thing was. But I will say one thing, I've been using 8 mod maps from this that I farmed through Scarab of Corruption when doing my tier 17 maps, so I highly recommend doing that as well. Just farm some tier 17 maps with Scarab of Corruption, or tier 16s if you cannot do 17s. Get some 8 mod maps and then use harvest scarab doubling to double the life force you get there. This was my tree. I did not use crop rotation when using the scarab of doubling. I only spec this after I ran out of those scarabs, as crop rotation is very inefficient when it comes to harvest juice per map, but it is very efficient when it comes to harvest juice per time. So when you want to min-max the amount of harvest juice you get per map, you just unspec these 4 nodes and you just leave it like this. But for just general mapping without scarabs, I really like crop rotation. I just find it a lot more enjoyable and you get a lot more tier 4s. As you can see, I did get a lot of juice, but not that many tier 4s. Whether it was through luck or whether it was through like not playing crop rotation for most of it, I'm not sure. But when I play crop rotation, I seem to have a lot better time getting Sacred Life Force or getting the Sacred Blossoms for Oshabi. That gives the Sacred Life Force. So I just wanted to go over that. Otherwise, when it comes to Betrayal, whenever I'm farming Katarina, I always try to get Transportation Gravicious, as he gives full sets of cards. We went over this a few times, but he is really good there. And it's the bread and butter of SSF, and honestly, even in Trade League, it's really solid. A lot of the times I got asked about how I got my Death Rush. I actually got Death Rush to Betrayal as well twice now, and it is Chimera and Transportation gives league-specific unique, which Death Rush counts as a league-specific unique, because it used to be one, it used to be an onslaught unique, but nowadays league-specific doesn't really exist, but the quest, the Chimera reward in Transportation still operates under that. Let's take a look at the character. My character got Vogue AoE from Normal Maven, which is incredibly lucky. You can use crit damage. It is more damage to use crit damage, about 20% more compared to Vogue AoE, because as you can see, my crit multi is kind of low. But in KoE just helps mapping, and I also spec a lot of extra AoE on the skill tree. If you feel like your damage is fine, just click AoE, right? That's how I see it. If you feel like you need more damage, I mean, you can go Snowforge from the bottom, right? So it really depends on what you actually want to do and how you feel about your damage. So yeah, when it comes to clusters, I haven't used one cluster yet. I will plan on craft it eventually. The problem is I would like to craft it with fossils because I don't like ultralink. I will quickly talk about what you should do. So what you aim to do is get 8-point elemental cluster. This is important because fire cluster is a lot harder to roll. And then you roll Sadist, Prismatic Heart, and either Disorienting Display or Doriani's Lesson. Either works. But yeah, usually you will end up with Disorienting Display. The way you should craft these in SSF is, in my opinion, fossils with either one singular prismatic fossil or a triple fossil combo with prismatic, dense, and pristine. Otherwise, you can just outroll or reforge fire in harvest, but reforge fire in harvest is pretty expensive and not that consistent, and outrolling is just too tedious for me to bother with. I don't think you need clusters, but I mean, it is better, and I will be going for at least one cluster eventually. I don't even have a good rare jewels to put there yet though, but that is the plan. So I just wanted to go over that. Otherwise, I did fit in my yoke, as I talked about the other time, with a bleed and poison tattoo. Helps a lot. A lot of extra damage from the yoke, and I changed my anoint. I actually got asked about this a lot. So people notice I had Divine Judgment initially, and then I changed to Ash, Frost, and Storm. Basically, if you don't have Yoke, Divine Judgment is kind of just better than Ash, Frost, and Storm. So that's the TLDR of it. I have spec'd into Instant Leech yesterday, and I actually like it a lot. It gives me both Instant Leech to ES and Life because I have Fire Leech on gloves there. So that works with the Instant Leech node even on the ES Leech wheel. And it's basically budget life gain on hit. If you don't have the Vitality Watcher's Eye or you didn't grab like a Shaper Ring, this is a very good way of getting life gain on hit. It is 4 points of investment, but it does feel really good, so I'm keeping it as, again, my damage just felt good enough. Didn't feel like I need to drop that. So I'm using the Instant Leech Mastery there. Otherwise, I will probably craft the same body armor I have in Trade League temporarily. I will be switching to Incandescent Heart later, but for that I will try to craft this shield. And you don't need a specific shield, you could go for Max Stress and Max EO Stress shield on a different base, which would make it a lot easier and you wouldn't have to fracture it yourself probably if you get lucky and drop a fracture. But I think I will try to get the highest base for it and fracture it myself. So I will have to farm some Harpy in the upcoming days. But this one, I made a video on this in the step-by-step Inquis DD craftings, and I'm probably gonna end up with something similar to this. The suffixes might end up being words because SSF and whatnot, but I do plan on getting a body armor like this to cover my fizz mitigation issues for now. Otherwise, speaking of Harpy, I will probably farm Harpies for Temple Gloves as well. I will probably try to fracture a Temple Glove to get extra damage. This is just a lot of extra dam. As you can see, it shows us 7% more here with the same implicits. So 7% more damage. You don't lose anything because it's coupled with the resistance. Again, I will quickly remind you guys, you can change the resistances on incursion items, and you can also use it to divine with Harvest. By changing, like, let's say you have cold, but this number is like 32%. You can just change to fire and then change back to cold, and then it will reroll the values, and you can get it closer to 50%. And if it drops like lightning at the start, you can change it to cold. The cold version is the best one, so you should always be changing to cold if you are trying to fracture. But you could drop a decent one that doesn't have cold, and you could switch it to cold and just use it. I will try to get some Temple Gloves, we'll see how successful you are. I will try to get Element Immunity through either Ancestor Vision or Storm Shroud. I actually got Storm Shroud, you will see how a bit later. But the idea there is you use Boots to get the Element stuff, unless you get lucky and get it on the shield for Storm Shroud. For Ancestor Vision, but I mean it works for Storm Shroud as well. But generally you will be spamming either Loafing Essence on Boots or Torment Essence on Boots, depending on which jewel you have. And then for Ancestor Vision, you want Boot Implicit to finish the 100%, and for Storm Shroud, you want an Abyss Jewel to finish the 100%. I'm probably gonna try to craft either of the boots. By the time I'm actually farming Essence, maybe I have Ancestor Vision. If not, I will just craft for Storm Shroud boots, but I think Ancestor Vision is slightly better. I'm not sure, I haven't looked into it that closely. They are both really close, it doesn't matter too much. But yeah, we do want to get like full element immunity just because it feels really good and it allows you to ignore like ground effects. Shock ground, chill ground, all that stuff is like way too annoying, even though we have this suppression for now, which makes it so we don't get shocked that often, honestly. It's just, it would just be a lot better to actually be completely immune. Polaric Devastation, it's decent, but I'm not hard farming for it. I'll try to get it eventually, and then just replace Defresh with it for bossing. This is not something I'm hard farming for, it's like 10% more damage. Not that big of a deal, but it definitely does help, and it is plan of the endgame POB. Just quickly, how I planned on getting this shield: when I fracture it, I will spam Greed Essence to fire damage, then exalt another prefix, whatever that is, doesn't really matter, and then prefix is gonna be changed, and I will probably have to augment Chaos, because Reforged Chaos has a chance of filling the item. I'm not sure what I will do yet, but that would be the process. It is awful, and that is kind of why I'm dealing Incandescent for a long time, and I will be crafting an intermediate armor early on with Fizz DR, but I wanted to go over that. With that, that is all for today. I mean, it was a bit longer talk, but I hope you guys enjoy my plans, and I hope it helps to give you guys a direction if you are following the build either in SSF or Trade League. And that is it. Please make sure to like, comment, subscribe, it helps a lot. And otherwise, enjoy the highlights. Bye, everyone. Your fob gun raid. How's the barrels treating you? The barrel gang. Oh, Paradoxica. Wait, the fob gun Paradoxica raid. Yeah, what do I unveil on it, man? Tell me. What should I aim for? Am I aiming for dual strike? Percent pan, percent attack speed? Okay, okay. Let's go. Watch this. Okay. And then... Wait, this is perfect. Literally the perfect dual strike weapon. Because he just used the attack speed in the oven anyways. Easy game. I mean, I might actually play dual strike in SSF. It's like a good build to work towards, even though it's not really a softcore build. The odds are still better for doublers, I'm pretty sure. Let's see. Come on, someone's about to be poor. Or rich. Oh my believers. Easiest. Oh my god, man. Let's go. Let's find Graph. I wanna find... Oh, right here. Okay, Divine Beauty. Okay. I mean, that's a pretty successful Katarina again. I will take it. I will take it. CoC streamer client. One sec. These are pretty good. Storm Shout's pretty good. I do not see a tier 0 though. But Storm Shout's pretty good. This one is rare too. Well, we need to craft new boots now. Because that is definitely an upgrade for our build. Just have to figure out how to fit it in. I don't ever like... Ooh, Hornscarver Bloodlines. What? Okay, Betrayal rewards are just ramping, I guess. It's only the second one I got in all league. I'm gonna juice up the yellow, not even gonna look. See how much we get. I mean, this yellow should have like bigger stuff in there. 3 bosses? Wait. Can we spawn more than 3 bosses? Does it update if you do it now? I don't even know how that works. I don't know if it can even update. It might be hard stuck at 3 bosses. I mean, 3 bosses are 3 bosses. Surely we get a blossom here. There's no way you kill 3 bosses with 0 blossoms. That just cannot happen ever. Don't say anything. Don't say anything. It will because you said it won't.